Here we go.
Here's Reverend Bill with your God Call.
When somebody tells you they're having one of those days, there's the immediate assumption that it's not a very good day, that something has gone wrong, or more likely a whole series of somethings have gone wrong. Well, what if you were having one of those days and it was absolutely delightful, a perfect, wonderful, uplifting, joyous day, as good as you can imagine it being, and even better? Well, for today, have one of those days.
When you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. Anything your heart desires may come to you. If your heart is in your dream, no request is too extreme. When you wish upon a star as dreamers do, when you believe in all that is as the source of every wish, you will live a life of bliss and harmony. Let go of everything you've known and go within where you are whole. What you desire with all your soul becomes reality. Life is kind. It brings to those who love the demonstration of their souls' longing. When you trust in the infinite, miracles are limitless. So vision your life as you wish and watch your dreams come true. Thank you so much.
Oh, boys and girls. Oh, sorry. Got lost in Disney there for a minute. Good morning, New Thought, Philadelphia. Good morning, everybody out there in Zoom land. Yay, here we are at the Falzer Club. We're on Zoom. We're in Wisconsin. We're in Louisiana. We're in Delaware and Pennsylvania. Do we have any Jersey kids yet? No?
I'm from Jersey, but...
Okay. All right, but you're here. You're not on Zoom.
Oh, you're talking about Zoom?
Zoom, yeah.
Never mind.
But it's all one, and we're all here now. So repeat after me. I open myself to love.
I open myself to love.
I open myself to joy.
I open myself to joy.
I open myself to the awareness of good surrounding me.
I open myself to the awareness of the good surrounding me.
I know love is right here, right now.
I know love is right here, right now.
And so it is. All right. So on Zoom, you guys know the rules. Keep yourself muted unless we're sharing, and I should have prompted you to unmute, but I think maybe some of you did, although I didn't hear it. If you got any in the room or on the Zoom, any unnecessary or necessary but not for now electronic devices, your pagers, your cell phones, whatever you happen to have, go ahead and put them on shush so they don't disturb you or anyone else while we deepen into this oneness. So here we are, New Thought Philadelphia. We are an open, loving community of spiritual adventurers, welcoming each person to experience their divine nature in an empowering space of unconditional love. So whatever path you've been on, whatever brought you here into Falzer today or into your Zoom session, we've been waiting for you, and not in a creepy way, but welcome. We're glad you're here. Now, we believe that there is one, one. One, power, love, intelligence, or force that creates everything, including each of us. And then we each use that very same power, love, intelligence, or force to create our own lives according to our beliefs. We like to say your new life begins with a new thought. I am Breen Rourke, president of the Board of Trustees and a licensed New Thought practitioner here at New Thought Philadelphia. I'm your MC for today. Our music today is brought to us by the lovely and talented Deb Chamberlain from Jersey. We have a couple practitioners today. We've got Joe Catanzaro, RSCP, and Jesus Baez, RSCP. And Jesus is going to kick us off the way you like to start everything, with a practical prayer.
Thank you, Breen. I believe it's kickoff time. It's Sunday. It's a beautiful day. I'm so glad to be here sharing this prayer with each one of us here and those out there. Also, there's no distance in space and time. We're here at the same time, the same channel. So as we do this prayer, I invite you to close your eyes. If you're willing, it's not like nothing magical going to happen, just that we're going within where God is, where we dwell in the secret place of the Most Highest, abiding by the shadow of the Almighty. He's our fortress, our refuge, in whom I will trust. I will trust in thee, God, that created the heavens and the earth. This time together is a time of joy, love, peace, unity, freedom, oneness. We are whole and complete here and now with God always. There's no distance in time. All of us here at the same time, at the same space, where God incarnate himself in each one of us. We are expression of the goodness of God, that peace that surpasses all human understanding is here and now, that love that saturates not only our life, but this place completely, where God make the crooked way straight, where we walk and run and have our place in that oneness of God. I know with the music, with the sharing, with the flames of faith, with the talk here today, with the announcement, with the reading, all that we do it with the intentions to bring that love, that unity that we already have in each one of us, that flame that's lit in each one of us coming to fruition here and now, with gratitude in my heart, in my soul, and in my mind, where God is. I release this prayer to the creative medium that always say yes, and once again, it say yes. So it is. Amen.
So it is. Thank you, Jesus. Prayer works. That's why we do it, because it works. So now's the time we'd like to hear about how prayer is working in your life. And just talk about prayer until Joe Mitchell shows up. How about that? So we want to hear prayer work stories. People in the room, you can raise your hand. On Zoom, you can raise your electronic hand. I'm going to dismiss some messages here so I can see the Zoom. Were you demonstrating, or do you have a prayer work story? Bill's got a prayer work story.
Yeah, I do. And my prayer work story is sitting in the back of the room. I have been doing technology and the rest of the ministry at New Thought Philadelphia and coaching other ministries in how to do technology. And it's too much to do both. And so through divine inspiration and advertising and recruiting, Emma is joining us this morning. And for the first, yes. And I was just noticing at about 10 after 10 that I wasn't frantically running around trying to fix crap. So God bless.
Breen, I have one.
Oh, cool. Deb's got one.
I have a really cool one. So I've been praying for a new chapter in my life as an artist, singer, songwriter. I don't know, something new at my more advanced age. Like, it's not over, keep going. I could still sell hit songs, right? And I've really been praying for it. And out of the blue, about 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago, I got an email that an old friend from a songwriting class I took over 30 years ago in New York City that I was in for 2 years. He had a dream about me. I haven't thought about him, he hasn't thought about me in over 30 years. And he saw me in a dream, walking down the street, came up, said hi, and so he emailed me from my website, and I called him and I said, what do you think that, like, what happened in the dream? I need to know. And it was nothing. So I sent him some music, we were just catching up, laughing, and now he likes a lot of my songs and wants to shop them because he still does some publishing stuff. And I mean, I couldn't have planned that one. So, thank you.
That's great.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so wild. Jesus.
Yeah, I'm gonna share this one, which I shared with Reverend Bill the other day. I'm coming down Georgia, so it's a rest stop. So I said, let me stop and do some meditation. And as soon as before I was gonna stop, I got a text message. Hey, Jesus, we still on for this date? And I forgot about this client, and it was a new client, so you don't want to mess with a new client. So then I said, oh. So I just got into meditation, and I didn't present the problem or the condition to God. I just try to be blank about it, and just because I believe in God, there's no problems. He just got the answers and the solutions. So as soon as once I stopped the meditation, a person called me, and I explained, and everything was all right. I said, oh, man, thank you, God. So that was it. That was my prayer. Right?
Yay.
Anybody on the Zoom? I got my monitor here. I can see if you have your hand up, jumping up and down, waving around. Nobody on the Zoom's got a prayer. I've got a quick one. Speaking of praying for artistic expression, so I'm in the Artist Way class with some other folks, but that's a whole another thing. We'll talk about that next week. But I started the Artist Way because as an artist, I'm an actor, and I've gotten into all sorts of other stuff. But praying about that and wanting more opportunities. I had an audition last Monday at Stagecrafters in Germantown. I thought the audition went really well. And then I got a call back. So I went for the call back yesterday, and I thought that went really well. I haven't heard anything yet, but it felt really good to be out there, to have the opportunity, and just to see it as a chance to be an artist, to give the gift, to create. And if the role comes from that, so much the better. So prayer works. Give it a whirl. All right. So now it's time for everybody ready? Kazoo's at hand. Here is Jane. What? Okay, well, you threw me for a loop there. I thought you're like, oh, I'm not doing announcements. Here's Jane with the announcements.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning. Announcements, yes, here we go. This festive information is on our website at newthoughtphilly.org and in our weekly e-newsletter. Please sign up on the website so we can keep in touch. We host 15-minute meditations on Zoom twice every day. If you haven't taken part lately, Zoom in this week. They're fun, inspiring, quick, and did I mention fun? Our winter solstice celebration is Thursday, December 21st at 7 p.m. We'll be hybrid from the Falzer Club as the longest night of the year begins and celebrate knowing with full faith and conviction of the return of longer days that are about to begin. Invite your friends and family. Episode 130 of Reverend Bill's Practical Prayer Podcast is Spiritual Mind Treatment with special guest Robert Brzezinski. Get it where you get your podcasts. Join in the live online recording session on the New Thought Media Network at 1 p.m. Monday. Follow our social media on Instagram, Facebook, Insight Timer, and YouTube, and join the 1,650 spiritual adventurers in our group on meetup.com. The Power of 8 Intention Circle meets on Zoom every Monday at 6:30 p.m. If you haven't taken part, please join us tomorrow for this powerful group spiritual practice. The last Sunday of the year will include a virtual white stone ceremony. Pick one up today or at the solstice celebration, or email info@newthoughtphilly.org to get one. Get God Calls on your phone or voicemail. They come in 4 times a week between 8 and 6. Sign up for a free 2-week trial or give a 3-month subscription as a gift at godcall.org. We are grateful for your tax-deductible donations by Zelle, Cash App, check, PayPal, Venmo, credit card, or debit card. Thank you to the team that makes our celebrations work and has fun doing it. To join the fun, contact Sandy. Next Sunday is online with the Creative Spark as Reverend Bill and the members of our Artist Way group share insight and encouragement on the ways each of us can tap into the spark of creativity within us. Live original music by Anna Wozniak. Reverend Bill and the practitioners are available for professional sessions by appointment. After the celebration, Jesus is available for a quick miracle in a minute prayer, and we'll leave the Zoom meeting open after the celebration for casual conversation.
Thank you, Jane. Thank you. So this is the white stone. We've got a bag here for folks in the room. If you want a white stone, grab your white stone. For folks, we can mail you one if you're a little bit more remote than right here in Philadelphia. So let's rock. So if you're new around here, you're not used to that. But this is a time we like to welcome new guests, and I know we have Kate with us. Is this your first time with us, Kate? Welcome. Thank you for being here. We're glad you're here. Anybody on Zoom here? I see. Oh, yes, it's Emma's first time. Welcome. So glad you're here. I don't see any Zoom folks. Anybody on Zoom wants to say hi if you're a new person? AV. I don't know AV. They're new. Really, Bill? I support people where they ask for support. Okay. All right. So Emma and Kate, we're going to give you a blessing you just received. The rest of us, let's rub our hands together, generate some nice warmth. You are a bright light of divine love. Thank you for sharing your light with us today, and welcome. All right, so next up is our greeting song. We're going to walk around the room hugging, high-fiving, elbowing, whatever you like to do. On Zoom, you can go on gallery view, look around at all the happy people, and Deb's going to sing us another song.
Yes, I am. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just what I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just what I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear.
All right, now we're going to do the flames of faith. Kathy's going to read, and Michael is going to light.
We perform this ceremony to acknowledge that all people and all faiths come from the one power, love, and intelligence, which we call Spirit or God. We honor the richness that comes from our shared diversity and bless the interwoven energy of the divine, feminine, and masculine. We light the first candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the second candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous people, the way of primal spirituality. We light the third candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the ninth candle for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. As we light the healing candle, please put silently into the names of anyone or any place you wish to have experienced the healing flame of God's eternal love.
Blessed be. Now we have a reading. Hannah's got the reading from Nolans, and it is Alan Cohen, I believe, right? A Deep Breath of Life. Hannah?
This one is Follow Your Star. On the whole, as this wondrous planet Earth is journeying with its fellows through infinite space, so are the wondrous destinies embarked on it journeying through infinite time under a higher guidance than ours. A quote by Thomas Carlyle. And we've got echo going on if we're able to turn that off. Great. Every winter, the magnificent humpback whales come to Maui. In a basin about 30 miles in diameter, these gentle giants play, mate, sing their haunting songs, and give birth. In April, the humpbacks return to the North Pacific, where they feed until they return the following December. Astonishingly, the same whales return to precisely the same place every year. Although they traverse 3,000 or 4,000 miles in each direction, they pinpoint the same tiny basin in the middle of a huge ocean. To me, this is compelling proof that the Great Spirit has imbued all creatures with the wisdom to be in the right place at the right time. The blueprint of our destiny is etched deep into our psyche, along with the guidance to achieve it. As spiritual beings, we have the capacity to find the place in life where we feel most at home. Each of us has a right living situation, relationship, career, and spiritual path that our internal guidance system will show us if we relax and cooperate. We don't have to add any intelligence. We just need to let go of all thoughts and activities that obscure our innate knowledge. Should you doubt your ability to fulfill your destiny, remember the whales. Consider dogs and cats who find their way home after being lost many miles away. And remember the birds who fly south for the winter and return to the same backyard in the north. If God cares so carefully for the birds, surely we are known and loved, and our way shall be.
It's beautiful. That reading is a perfect reading to lead into my song, Magical. It's magical. It's like a miracle when all the stars align. It's practical, it is merely factual, 'cause we are all blessings, they all come just for you. But there's so much more they're here for, more than you or I could ever do. It's magical, it's like a miracle when all the stars align. It's practical, it is manufactual, 'cause we are of one mind, the mind of the divine. So when you're down and lowly, when all your hope is gone, just remember this: heaven's kiss is waiting for you with the dawn, and you will see it's magical, just like a miracle when all the stars align. It's practical, it is merely factual, 'cause we are of one mind, the mind of the divine. So all you need to do is close your eyes, listen to your heart, and let the sun rise and feel it, 'cause it's magical, just like a miracle when all the stars align. It's practical, it is manufactual, 'cause we are all one mind, the mind of the divine. We are of one mind, the mind of the divine. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Deb. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, this is quite a fun morning. This is the first time I've been up here today. So, we have staff. Isn't that wonderful? As you may have noticed, we're into the holiday season now. So, Hanukkah is well underway and has been for several days now. And Christmas is coming. The solstice is in a week and a half. Kwanzaa is underway. Diwali has happened. And for various traditions, there's a wish list. And the wish list is, because it's gift-giving season, people don't like to think of, they don't like to use their imagination. Just tell me what you want, and I'll go find it for you. So there's the notion of a holiday wish list. And the question is, what do you want? And when we're given somebody's holiday wish list, we get to choose from their little catalog of desires and say, well, this one is inappropriate, and this one's way too expensive, and this one is cheap, and they already have this one, et cetera, et cetera. And we get to go through that evaluating process of deciding what it is that we're going to bring to it. And when we come up with our own holiday wish list, there's a big question. Beyond what do you want, do you think you'll get it? Do you think you're going to get whatever it is that's on your list? It turns out that's actually really important. So we're talking about wish lists today, and you know, for when people think about it, it's Santa's list. You know, checking it twice, naughty or nice. Naughty, nice, who's to say? Who can tell? Well, yeah. So that puts Santa right there in the position of being judgmental about what's on your wish list and whether it's appropriate for you. So when you have something that's on your wish list, there are some questions that come to mind. What's on it? Who do you think is going to give it to you? And how, perhaps, do you think that is going to come about? I've been working on a project with the Archive of God Calls, and came across several of them, which were kind of interesting. So the first one is called Fish Your Wish, and this was from 2016. Let's go fishing. Before we set out on our trip, before we get our gear together, before we get in the boat, we need to decide what it is we want to catch. That will inform all the steps that lead up to our trip. And that's the way it works all the time. Before you set out to get something new in your life, you've got to decide what it is that you want to get. That way, when you drop your hook in the water, you're that much more likely to fish your wish. Fishing for salmon, fishing for crabs, different locale, different equipment. And it's not like one of them is good and the other one is bad. It's just two different things. So is wishing fishing? We're dropping our hook and hoping that something nibbles? Well, when we come to the idea of wishing, there's that implication that we're hoping, that there's something that we would like to have happen in our lives. And interestingly, we've talked about this before, hoping implies doubt. When I'm hoping for something, it means this is what I'd like, and I'm not really sure that it's going to happen, so I hope that it happens. And we use the word hoping a lot. I find myself instinctively, when somebody's been feeling under the weather, I'll say, I hope you're feeling better. And then I realize, I don't want to hope that they're feeling better. I want to know that they're feeling better and would love to have them report back to me that they're feeling better. But it's different than the way that we're trained of, hope everything goes well with the job interview. I hope you get the call back. And that's acknowledging, first of all, our desire to support somebody and having something new in their life, and the fact that we believe that it's possible they won't get it. So how do you deal with that doubt? How do you change from that doubt to the knowing? And this is also not something that's new, because what we've got to know is not that we're going to get what we said we wanted. What we're going to get is exactly that which is going to be uplifting for us. Breen was talking about a role that he's up for, and it'd be fun to be cast and to be in a show and to have all of that stuff going on. And if there's going to be a tragedy at the theater, then good not to get cast in that role. If there's something else that's going to be available to Breen, if he's not busy doing that role, then that's good too. So rather than say, this is what I want, that's the way it's got to be, that's the only way that I'm going to be happy, we attach ourselves to the circumstance, to the particular activity, and then we're on the roller coaster of hoping that this car that we got into is going to take us on a fun ride. And so there's the connotation of words. First of all, there's their meaning. Connotation is the secondary or implied meaning of a word. So when I say, I hope you have a great day, what I'm saying is, I'd like you to have a great day, but it's not my responsibility for you to have a great day, and it's completely possible that you're not going to have a great day. So it's like, one of those disclaimers at the beginning of the car ads, of the interest rates that they're not going to even. So that all gets packed into the word hope or wish. And what can we do to translate that into knowing? I hope you're well. I know that your experience, your physical experience, is one of perfection, and it is returning itself to whatever balance and harmony and uplift and comfort that is appropriate for you. It doesn't sound nearly as friendly. It doesn't sound nearly as friendly. But when we're speaking our word and we're being authentic about what it is that we're inviting into experience, that's the way it works. And when all of that wishing and doubting and hoping and knowing comes together in a way that we are able to speak what we know to be the truth, it may not sound quite as powerful as it did before, but another really powerful word comes into our experience, and that word is faith. Faith is when we know it. And when we're doing a practical prayer, we can say something, and when we know it, we can feel it. We can say something that we know is true, and everything that's not like that truth gets to go away. It gets to fade into the background because we now know this new thing, and that's faith. And sometimes we have to go on a fishing expedition through our consciousness, through our thought processes, to find what it is. What's the biggest thing that I could actually believe in right now? You know, I want to have $100 million, and my voice, the little voice says, nah. 60-some years in, that hasn't happened yet. I don't know that it's going to. What is it that I can believe? 1 million, 2 million, 150,000. Finding a 20 on the ground. I mean, there is something in that realm which will work for me. So what I need to do is understand what it is that I want to embody, what it is that I want to invite, and then set my intention for that in a way that I can have faith that it's coming about. You guys have probably seen this book once or twice. I've put some markers in it once or twice. This is my working copy of the Science of Mind textbook. And Ernest Holmes talks about wishing in a few places in the book. This is from page 267, The Principles of Successful Living. Holmes writes, "It's a great mistake to say, take what you wish, for you can have anything you like. We do not take what we wish, but we do attract to ourselves that which is like to our thought." And he continues on in all caps, "Man must become more if he wishes to draw a greater good into his life." And he used man in the generic, so don't take offense or think that you're off the hook. "We need not labor under the delusion that all we have to do is say that everything is ours. This is true in reality, but in fact it is only as true as we make it. We provide the mold for the creative law, and unless the mold we provide is increased, substance cannot increase in our experience. For mental science does not promise anything that will do away with the necessity of complying with the law." He goes on to say that the law is a law of liberty, but not a law of license. It is exact and exacting, and unless we are willing to comply with its nature and work with it, along with the lines of its inherent being, we shall receive no great benefit. And then back once again to all caps, "Every man," and again, ladies, you're not off the hook, "must pay the price for that which he receives, and that price is paid in mental and spiritual coin." Yes, you can have anything. And you have to make way in your own consciousness for it to come into your life before it'll come into your life. If I say I want a pony, but I don't want to take care of a pony, probably not going to get a pony. If I say I want a pony and I don't have any place to keep a pony, probably not going to get a pony. If, on the other hand, I am so dedicated and committed to the idea of having a pony that I research ponies, I find a place that I can keep a pony, I understand exactly what the responsibilities and potentials are for a pony, I am opening up the way. And then what's going to happen? Somebody's likely to call and say, "I need a place to keep my pony. Do you know anybody?" And I'll go, "Well, as a matter of fact, I do." So that's what we're talking about. That's paying in mental and spiritual coin. We have to be ready to accept, to embody, to experience the good that we're seeking before we can have it. And sometimes the good that we're looking for is something that hasn't existed before. When you have a wish list or you have a dream board, those are all very powerful. With a dream board, you start with a blank piece of paper and you get some pictures and drawings. And we used to do this with magazines a lot when people had magazines a lot. And cut out the pictures of the things that fit the life and the experience that you want to have. And the limiting thing about that is that everything that goes onto the wish list, everything that goes onto the dream board in that case is something that you have seen before. There's a friend of mine years and years ago. She had done a dream board, vision board, whatever they were calling it at that time. And she packed it away with all of her stuff. And 15 years later, she took it out. And she had, in the meantime, gotten married and moved into a new house. And she looked at this old dream board and she said, "Oh my God." On this dream board was a kitchen. And the kitchen was looking out over a field, like lots of nature outside the field. And it was an ad for a Gen Air stovetop. Nobody has Gen Air stovetops. Even then they didn't. But the house that she had moved into had this view. There's the kitchen with the window and nature out and back and a Gen Air stovetop. It can work. And before you do something like that, you need to ask yourself, Do I want to have a Jen Air stovetop? Because as we're setting this process in motion, we're not in control of what it's going to look like when it shows up. So there's the question of what it is that you want to have, and even more importantly, when you have it, how's it going to feel? Another part from the Science of Mind. This is from page 300. Suppose one wishes more activity in his business, more success, and this is not necessarily his, this works for everybody. Every day he should see his place filled with people, see them looking at and finding pleasure in his merchandise, seeing them comparing prices and realizing that he's offering good values. See them delighted with the service he is giving. See them cheerful, beaming, expansive as they enjoy the atmosphere of his place. See the uplift, which is the spirit of his goodwill that it gives them. Make a mental picture of it all. We're dealing with intelligence, and we should recognize the power we are working with, really realizing our oneness with it, and then we should ask for what we wish and take it. The idea is not to say, I want the bottom line to increase by a certain amount. In that whole story, it wasn't about what I want. It's not about how much money I'm going to make and how many people are going to come in. It's about the people who are showing up saying, this is a great place for me. I'm finding great value in the prices and in the products and in the offering and the service. I feel at home. I feel comfortable. And that's what we're talking about when we let go of the line item on our wish list. Once you have it, how are you going to feel? And the next question is, if you have that feeling without having that thing, is that okay? I want to have a satisfying career, and I'm currently working as an XYZ, so I'm going to move up the ladder that way, and then I'm going to get to this particular level, and then I'm going to be happy. Great, maybe. What's the happiness going to feel like? What's the satisfaction going to feel like? What is that success going to bring internally to you? Because when we set our intention to have that experience, it doesn't matter what happens with the job. Something completely out of the blue can show up. Somebody from 30 years ago can say, hey, I'm looking for some new music to publish. And then suddenly, boom, didn't think that was going to happen. Suddenly the client says, oh, can we change the schedule a little bit? Yeah, that's what I needed to do anyway, but since it was your idea, we're good to go. How will it feel when that feeling arrives? Another God call. This is an almost new one from 2019. The genie comes out of the bottle, looks at you and says, you are my master, I will grant you one wish. Anything you want, you can have that wish fulfilled. What do you wish for? Now, are you one of those people who's so pessimistic that they're worried about the possible negative repercussions of that wish that you wouldn't do anything? Well, if I wish for this, that might happen. So if I wish for that, that's not going to happen. And I'm not going to do anything. Okay? In business, we call that paralysis by analysis. Would you wish for something superficial that just changes your lifestyle? What would you wish for? The truth of the matter is the genie is always listening to your self-talk, to what you believe. And you always have the opportunity to change your thinking, change your belief, and change your life. The genie is listening, not to what's on your wish list, but to what's in your belief. Want to see something different in your life? Change your belief. That sounds easy? It's really easy to say that. But that's the process that we're always involved in. Find the feeling. Once I have it, how will I feel about it? Then invite in the feeling, let go of the details. I thought that by having this relationship, I would feel loved and wonderful and happy and content and peaceful. Let go of having that relationship and say, I am choosing to feel loved and harmonious and happy and peaceful, and then see what happens. Maybe exactly the person you were thinking about. It might be a completely different situation. I know numerous people who wound up in relationships that were completely different than they thought they were looking for. I've seen numerous people looking for a relationship where they can feel unconditional love, and they wind up very promptly with a puppy. Or a pony. You can have any of it. And the idea is to settle into the feeling of what it is that you want to have and invite that feeling. And then there is a genie. The genie says, your wish is my command. Your wish is my command. Invoke the genie, let the good into your life, because you deserve it. And happy holidays. So,
I was holding back, scared to give it all. I thought if I had nothing left, I'd surely fall. I was saving it up, refusing to give. Now I know I was refusing to live, but I have seen the light. Now I'm gonna make it right. No more holding back just to survive. Yeah, I'm gonna find a way to give my best every day and receive the gifts of this life. Yeah, I'm gonna thrive. I'm gonna thrive. There's no such thing as scarcity or lack. 'Cause everything we give, it's always coming back. And every time we refuse to believe, we are simply refusing to receive. But when we see the light, then we can make it right and stop holding back just to survive. If we can find a way to give our best every day, we'll receive the gifts of this life. We're gonna thrive. We're gonna thrive. So let your guard down. Reach your hand out. Let your love flow. It's time that you know. When you see the light, then you can make it right and stop holding back just to survive. If you can find a way to give your best every day, you'll receive all the gifts of this life, and you're gonna thrive. Oh yeah, you're gonna thrive. Yeah, we're gonna thrive. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Deb.
Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Bill, for that talk. Gave me some, thank you. Gave me some things to think about. As we get ready for some meditation, I was thinking, I loved the image of the migrating animals, the whales, the birds, because it just reminded me that we have a lot less control than what we think. We're socialized to think we have to be in control. And I'm reminded of something I saw this, I try to keep in mind, is risks make magic.
can't make that magic unless you're willing to take a risk. Doesn't mean you just jump blindly, but you use that intuition, you use that internal guidance to consider that risk. And surrender is not always giving up. Surrendering is giving over. Giving over to that internal higher guidance. And you do that with faith. From Hebrews 11:1, which is an angel number, if you're into that. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So we don't have to see it. It doesn't have to be in our hands at the moment. Maybe seeing it and, imagining it, doing that vision board, but you don't have to have it in your hands at the moment. But faith is believing in that substance. So let's take some of those thoughts into the meditation. How we can use faith, how we depend on that internal guidance, how we relinquish that control and give it over to a higher power or an internal guidance. So get comfortable in your chair, sit up, whatever position helps you to feel the most relaxed. We'll take 3 slow, deep breaths in and out. Take a breath in, hold it at the top, and release. Feel yourself fill, and then making that room for something new as you exhale. One more deep breath. Take it in, hold it at the top, and release. One more breath. Take it in, hold it, and release. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. How do we follow that internal guidance? How do we use faith? How do we surrender so that we can make that magic come into our lives? Take some of that into the silence.
in that same communion, being still and know that God within. I want to give a shout out to everybody here, there, here, right now. Shout out to my sister Sandy, where she's whole and complete. Also a shout out to my sister Carolyn in Milwaukee, where she shared a treasure with myself. I want to share it with each one here, there and here. Embrace, embody these words. God grants me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change those things that I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Grants me the patience for the things that take time, tolerance for the struggles of others that are different than mine, appreciation for all I have, and the willingness to get up and try again, one day at a time. Take another deep breath in. Let it go. And bring that alertness, that awareness back here and now as Dad takes us home to eternity with this beautiful song.
Thank you, Jesus. Here in my grateful heart, I believe here in my grateful heart, I conceive of my soul's desires as the good conspires for my grateful heart to receive. With a grateful heart, right here in this place, I'm filled to overflowing, filled with gratitude and grace. Something beautiful is happening through me. Born from sacred possibility. Here in my grateful heart, I believe here in my grateful heart, I conceive of my soul's desires as the good conspires for my grateful heart to receive. So with a grateful heart, I go about my day, knowing this and more is already on its way. Something wondrous is now happening through me. A life of endless possibility. Here in my grateful heart, I believe here in my grateful heart, I conceive of my soul's desires as the good conspires for my grateful heart to receive. Here in my grateful heart, I believe here in my grateful heart, I conceive of my soul's desires as the good for my grateful heart to receive. Yeah, in my grateful heart I receive. Thank you so much.
So we have a chance now to talk about what come up for us. So we've been talking about your wish list, your belief list, your faith list, your what's going on for you. So if anybody has something that has come up for you that you'd like to share in the room, give me a little wave. Online, give me a little wave. Was that Dina coming on video to wave or just coming on video? Okay. Just showing up. A lot of stuff gets to percolate. Really simple ideas. What do you wish for? I wish for this. Really? Really? Because there's implications. You know, that the story from the God Call. It's like we all know the jokes and the stories of somebody who wished for something when the genie granted them 3 wishes and they wound up screwing up their life. So anybody who's heard one of those stories, well, I wouldn't wish for anything. But of course, by not wishing for anything, you're wishing for something. There you go.
Can you wish for a mindset?
Joe says, can you wish for a mindset? Yeah. Changing your mindset is actually one of the easier things to change because it's all internal. Of course, it seems to me that's also one of the easiest ones to fool yourself with. Oh, I changed my mindset. Okay, cool. Did your life change? And we can change our life set, our mindset. And the reason to change your mindset is to allow it, to open up a new channel for something different to come into life? Is that?
Well, no, it's like what I really want to do is I want to produce a lot of content.
Okay.
But my mindset is not like I really want to do that.
Right.
It's not the enthusiasm, the passion. It's more like I should do it.
Okay.
And I want to change it so that I really want to. It's kind of like you can't stop me. As opposed to,
Yeah.
do I have to do it?
I'll repeat that for the folks who are on Zoom. What Joe's talking about is he wants to create a lot of content, a lot of material about the work that he's doing, the business that he has, because he wants to have this big library of content, and he wants to be this machine that's producing this flow of content. But the actual producing content kind of thing just isn't that appealing. It's having done it that's the appealing part. And what I would encourage you to do is acknowledge that the people who you've seen who have been successful doing the sorts of things you want to do have produced a lot of content, and they do that. And the mindset change, instead of changing my mindset so that I enjoy doing something that I don't enjoy doing, is to identify that feeling you want to have once you've done it. When you're successful with that, when it's worked, because, I mean, I have a library of over 1,000 God calls, and I've been trying to figure out for a year and a half what to do with them. And I know that I can, and it's work. And creating them is one thing, and repurposing them is something different. And the idea is, how do I want to feel when that project is done? And that's the mindset that I want to have, because then the infinite gets to tell me, okay, here's a partner. All they're looking for is somebody who wants to talk, and they're going to do all of the setup and all of the editing and all the production and everything else. What they need is the part that you like doing, instead of thinking you got to do all that for yourself. Or maybe it's that feeling of being completely successful is going to come in a completely backhanded direction. It's not going to be by doing the things that other people have done that have gotten them to where they want to be. It'll be something that turns out in hindsight to be perfect for you that you never would have thought of. And I don't know. And I don't know. You know, maybe you get to be, of a
Maybe it'll
certain
come to you in a dream. I don't know.
Yeah, of a certain age. I want something different to happen, and then somebody you knew 30 years ago has a dream. So was that what Deb was intending? No. But opening I'd like to have something new happen. So it's not necessarily a direct cause and effect of I want it to work like this, and then I'm going to make it happen that way. So joy, success, harmony, and happiness. A musician friend who asked a traveling musician, he says, is it possible for somebody doing what I'm doing to make this much money a year doing music? The musician said, yeah, you could do that. At that time, it was like $60,000. And so my musician friend who was working in the insurance industry thought, oh, that's great. It gave him an idea of what he could do. And then he immediately started getting promotions and raises. Wound up going past the amount that he was looking for as a musician in his day job, with nothing really changing in the music. Then he wound up getting a consulting gig. So it's like 3 or 4 times that. But it's not coming from the music. In the meantime, though, he can buy all the gadgets and do all the stuff and have the fun and play when he wants to play, rather than having to tour around and earn a living doing the music and be away from home and all the rest of that. So it's possible for the gift to show up in a way that we didn't expect when we open to the tone and the texture and the flavor of what it is that we're looking for. There were no questions? Does anybody have another non-question? I do another talk now? Jane, come on up and do the offering.
I don't think I've had enough proper coffee. I've not been caffeinated well this morning. I had a very disappointing cup of coffee this morning, so I'm like, ugh, it's not working for me. Okay, offering affirmation. New Thought Philadelphia is all about spreading the love. Our community is supported by your contributions. The gift you share helps fund our work in the world, and the way you shine your light spreads the love. We have a basket in the room and a donate button on the website to make a donation by credit card, PayPal, Cash App, Zelle, or Venmo. You can also mail a check to our office in Ardmore. We're very grateful for every way you share. The offering affirmation is on the screen, and we will unmute and say the affirmation together. I live
in an abundant universe.
the infinite source of all good. I'm a center of conscious prosperity. I enjoy the richness of life. I bless my gift. I share my gift. Gratitude and joy. I know that as I give, I do receive, and so it is.
Beautiful. I hope you'll sing with me this last song, Let There Be Peace on Earth. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my joyful vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Thank you all. It's so beautiful to be here with you.
I love that we play that song at the holiday time, and that's it.
Exactly.
Let us close with another joyous cacophony. For folks who are on Zoom, go ahead and unmute. Everybody else, you can come gather around. We can even make a circle, because we know how to do that. Come on over. Repeat after me if you would. I am love.
I am love.
I am light.
I am light.
I let the love flow.
Let the love
I
flow.
let my little light shine.
I let my little light
My
shine.
wish is a command.
My wish is a command.
And so it is.
So it is. Amen.
Yay.
Thank you all on Zoom. Good to see you. Glad you were there. Yeah, we can switch this to the other camera and be individualized.
Hello, hello. Are they still